Hello and welcome. We are back talking about, that wonderful, I guess not wonderful, Wind and Truth, Stormlight 5, that book that I guess just we can't stop talking about. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be for the right reasons. I'm here with Aldan. What's up, man?
G'day, Steve. Not much,
And
mate. Good.
yeah, good. Technical Mexican is here as well. Good to see you.
Yeah, they say all press is good press, but I don't believe them.
No,
I don't
no,
believe him.
it's interesting. The more and more, I start looking around at reviews, the more and more I'm seeing more negative reviews for Stormlight 5, which I can completely understand. But we're basically here to talk about, because we have three pretty giant Cosmere fans here. I know Alan went to, was able to go to Dragonsteel Con. Me and Al Dan
3
were
years in a
trying
row.
to, 3
Yeah,
years
we
in
were
a
gonna
row.
go.
We were
Imagine if we
trying
did
to
get.
go. You were going to fly in from
Imagine
Australia to
Cosmic
go
Giants
with
today.
me, and we couldn't get tickets. We were trying to go. So, and I had, if you've been on the channel, you see I have merch, I have everything. Pretty big Cosmere fans here. So basically, the idea of this video is because we've talked about it sort of behind closed doors, and just how Wind and Truth has affected not only the Stormlight Archive for us and others we've spoken to, but the Cosmere as a whole, because it's sort of interesting because I know I have very mixed feelings. We all, I think, have very mixed feelings, and I'm not quite sure where I'm sitting yet. I know you guys have stronger feelings about where you sit, but we'll just start there because I think I'm willing to give him one more book, just new book, not a rewrite. Like I know White Sand novelization.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see if he's going to change anything in that. But his first new book is sort of where I'm at, just because Winded Truth for me. Real quick, if you haven't watched the review or any of the other stuff, not good. I pretty much almost hated everything about Winded Truth. Um, so I'm sort of at the point where I'm really ready to see what the next book looks like, and then decide if I'm going to continue the Cosmere. Aldan, I know we've talked several times. I know you feel different. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, not much has really changed. To be honest, I still get bewildered. Even like in like watching. You're right. Like there's more sort of more. I would say honest people with like more honest reviews, or that have like a bit further away from the book, that have allowed it time to sort of percolate in their mind. And I've seen some. I saw a cracking review today from Tudor Ramble, that channel. Really good book tube channel. If anyone wants to go and check them out, they're awesome. But yeah, and they went through 3 hours. They went through it like with a fine tooth comb, and they hated it too. And so there's like, it's not just us, and I haven't hasn't really changed. And yeah, I don't know, man. The Cosmere, I'm done. I mean, I nearly set my books on fire. I thought about setting them on fire, having a book burning. The it's just I'm so mad about it. I'm still mad about it. I'm so mad about what about the calendar that we got in book five compared to the Cal that we started the journey with, and I was following him. And I thought after all the bullshit that I had to put up with to get to book five with Kaladin, after all the crap, all the depressed nonsense, I just couldn't wait for Kaladin to finally have a good Kaladin where he was going to do some rad shit to take out this series and end in the same spot as what he did, right? We didn't get none of that. It was an absolute fucking, it was a disaster.
Yeah, we've
So
talked about
I
that.
hate it.
How Kaladin ended sort of in the right spot. King Kaladin the
Yeah.
Wise, but he's not really King
Yeah.
Kaladin the Wise. He's more therapist Kaladin,
Of
therapist of
second
the
There,
Heralds, right?
chances. Yeah.
So,
there
but
is.
but yeah, go ahead, Alan. So same question to you, like because it's interesting because we I hate this discussion, but I think it's worth having because I'd rather not be having it and just enjoy my Cosmere.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, like you. I've read every single Sanderson book, not just Cosmere. Oh no! I haven't finished the sci-fi series with the spaceships. I read the first one. Um, but
Yeah, I
I've
read those.
even his YA stuff. I've
Yeah, I
read.
read them.
I love Brandon Sanderson, and I absolutely hated this book so much so that I have no plans of reading Stormlight Book 6. because
Maybe.
Stormlight is dead to me. Like I have no interest in continuing this world, and like you said, perhaps maybe the entire Cosmere. I in the immortal words of Mel Gibson, I'll give you one more chance. And I like what you said about it. It can't be a rewrite. So we got White Sands, and we also have the Isles of the Ember Dark, which is half of a rewrite.
Yeah.
I will read the first Mistborn Era 2 book.
Yeah.
And if it's not good, I'm not going to keep going.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at.
But
go ahead.
That's just to get in, like, to continue in the Cosmere, right? If book 1 is good, I'll read book 2, and if book 3, they all have to be good. And both the Elantris books have to be good for me to even consider going back to Stormlight 6.
Well, because that's what's interesting, right? It's now we're on guard, right? Wind in Truth is literally the worst book in the Cosmere, without a doubt. Like at least
it's not just a bad book, though; it's a betrayal.
Yes,
it's a betrayal.
Well, and that's because Stormlight. For me, Stormlight has driven the Cosmere. It's the crown jewel for a reason. It's supposed to be his magnum opus, right? So that's why it's like this one just laying a turd. That's why it's like it's not just Stormlight that's effective. There's so much stuff going on. You got a whole faction that in this book from what the Ghostbloods is the title of Era 3. The faction sucks.
It does.
Like they were terrible in Wind and Truth. So how is that going to affect that book, right? You have all and it's like, did he get lost in the sauce with some of that stuff? Like just trying to combine everything in the Cosmere, it just became too much and he got lost. I don't know, but it's.
I don't think so. I don't think this is why I'm like so almost 100% certain that I'm done with the Cosmere.
Yeah.
In general, because I don't think so. I think he told the truth, man. I think this is the book that he really wanted to write. And I think that this is a mask-off moment. I would have appreciated it if he had done it in book 1, so I didn't waste 10 years of my fucking life reading all these Cosmere books to get ready for it. That's really what I think. And that's
time, money, yeah.
I am afraid you are correct. And it's because it's not just this book; it's his reaction to it. It's his response to it shows that, I don't think Ghostbloods 1 is going to be a good book either. I don't think I'm going to. Well,
the Ghostbloods organization as a whole seems to be pointless. So it's like it's like we know that's the problem, right? You laid an egg with this. The Ghostbloods, which could have been interesting or not. Renarin is a POV chapter for Stormlight, or possibly we know he's a main for Stormlight Era 2.
Yes.
And who wants that? And it's like, no, I'll say it right here. No, Renarin and Relaine stuff was terrible. Like, if it was Truth Watcher stuff, maybe, but forcing those two into this book was a big mistake. But it's not the only mistake by far.
No.
There's
and it's not just and it's not just because of the relationship either. Yeah. It's because it was so out of place.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It like everybody. I'm not even going to go there. I try to even avoid it because that is such a minuscule problem with the book as a whole.
You can completely ignore wokeness as a narrative entirely.
Yeah,
Don't even like it's a bad book.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's the messaging. It's not just that it's a bad book. It's that you said before the word betrayal. And like I've been really thinking about this lately, to be honest, because it's just gotten worse over time for me in my mind. And it's the betrayal of when you
every time I think about it, it gets worse.
It's not just the character motivations and the character betrayal. It's the thing about the Way of Kings or the Stormlight Archive, the thing that made you hit you right here, the thing that got you and got you up out of your seat and got the emotions, got the heart rate going, was the theme of like doing what was right, no matter how hard it was, that you do the right thing, not the easy thing, and how that related to honor as a concept, and to have honor as a concept to be completely bastardized.
This book goes out of its way to tell you that is not important anymore.
That's what I'm saying, and it is very important
everywhere. oath breakers
Yeah.
everywhere. It is unreal. Like we're treating unoath and oaths as bad things, and it's baffling.
Yeah.
The other baffling thing is I haven't heard it, but the foreword that is basically him saying I wrote this book. It was all me. It's like, so that's sort of like a self. It's like that's a window open to wow. This is so different that you're gonna think your fans don't think you wrote this, which I don't. Like there are sections that I just like. Sanderson wrote this, so it's weird.
We were saying that the whole time
so
when we were going chapter by chapter before the release, right? We were like, did Sanderson write this? And he had the presence of mind to, not retroactively to do it beforehand. Record himself saying, "No, I definitely did all of the writing. I promise." Like,
so
we didn't think that you didn't until you said that.
Yeah, and it's just.
Well, no, actually, I thought that he might not have. When the preview chapters started to feel like fan fiction, I really was starting to question who was writing this book.
But if he did write it, it's worse.
Yeah, much worse.
It is. It is. Well, like, so it's like, go ahead, Alan. Go ahead, finish your thoughts. Sorry.
But think about it. Think about getting in that mindset. Oh, I wrote a book. I don't, and knowing people aren't going to like it, and then starting it off by saying, "Trust me, it's me." Like maybe that's a sign you need to fix the book, not double down. And then the first video he comes out with on his channel, they're re-recording his lectures at BYU right now. The first video is about promises and build up and promises, set up, and payoff, and you're like. Did you reply? And if you listen to it, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
None of which he applied to his own book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wild. There's so many.
It's a good lecture.
Yeah.
Most of them are. All of them are. All of them are. He didn't do any of that stuff.
That's the frustrating part is when he does that stuff too. It's like, well, we know you know how to do this. Like we know, like we have books all over the place. We know, but it's like the big thing. One of the big things for me is Bridge 4 as a concept. Bridge 4 does not matter anymore, and we push merchandise. We're pushing merchandise. We're doing this for Bridge 4. Bridge 4 is destroyed and has been since Kaladin left it. Like frankly.
And it wasn't destroyed for a reason. It just dissipated. Like there wasn't a purpose to its like it wasn't sacrificed for a good moment.
It just poofed away, right? And it's like one of the things what you just said is interesting because that's why we're probably going to stream again. Hopefully, I think Friday, talking about it again because Alan and Shy, if you watch this, what's up? We were all reading it all together, excited. And you guys didn't get your chance to say your piece when we streamed right after because we got it done with it a little bit. So, but the thing is even last night, whenever it comes up, there is so much negative
the entire
stuff.
Conversation.
Yeah, because it's just in there. It just we're all just flabbergasted. I love that word. At how wrong it went. Like, how did we take such a right turn that you have three huge Cosmere fans here. One that looks out Dan is done. It sounds like, and me and you, might be done. We're close. We're extremely close. Doubtful that we're going to get another good book.
And knowing that it's bad and doing it anyway. Like he had the press tour before the book came out too. Not just the foreword in the book. He did a bunch of interviews saying, if any book destroys my entire my entire
career.
Yeah. Why can't I think of the word?
I think he said.
Reputation. Reputation. It's going to be this book.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it is going to. So it should because it's so different than what we expect.
Yeah. Man, and it's just. Like when we were reading the Reactor Magic stuff, and then we saw the other big red flag for me was also when he said and you can correct me if I'm misquoting, but that he sent out two endings?
Two endings.
He got notes back and then made a third to make everybody happy.
Yep.
It's like, no, why? No, don't just write your ending.
Two endings. That was apparently only in for one character though.
But still, write your ending. If it's like you could take some suggestions.
But
it's like, have we started?
But they all had bad endings though.
Yeah, so it's like, have we started writing by committee? So I think Aldan had to jet. So so thanks, Aldan. So but it's, I don't know.
One character having a different ending would not have saved the book.
No. Well, that's a lot of the pushback I get. Well, a lot of is I've seen a few comments of was the Renarin stuff that bad that everybody, and it's like, well, first of all, the fact that the Renarin stuff is that bad, that's also a problem. But no, it's not. There was a whole bunch of other stuff, and
it was that bad though. It was that bad, but that's not just it. That wasn't alone.
I mean, Gavinor in the spiritual realm is a huge one for me. Like, how did there's a whole. We could be here for hours. We're gonna talk again on a stream, because there's just so much on the table. But I think we could keep going around in circles, but it's just.
Yeah, I've completely disinvested myself. Like, I'm just not interested in the Cosmere or Stormlight as a whole. It's depressing to say, because I love this man. I love this universe. I love his books. And
I got figures.
He's betrayed the very thing that people loved about him.
It has cast such a shadow on the whole Cosmere that I canceled my RPG.
I wish I could. It's too late for me.
Yeah, so
I spent $300 on it.
Yeah, I was right. I had the same thing in my backer kit, and I canceled it because of this, and that's sad to me because the problem, and that's the problem, is all of it is a reminder. Now I see I have a shard. I have a shard bearer statue that my son printed on his 3D printer. It's cool as hell looking, but it makes me think of all the unoathed at the end who are better off not having Spren.
Yeah,
and it's like, it just it just goes
my
right back
Nightblood
to
makes me sad.
Yeah,
now.
I have Nightblood too. I got the exact. Yeah, I got it right here. I got Nightblood too. It's just, it's crazy, and I guess we'll see. We'll see if he's able to recover or not, because that's where I'm at. I've talked to a lot of
every
people.
Every response so far feels like he's not going to listen.
It doesn't seem like it, And I've had people talk to me about, they've been combing through some of his old podcasts and stuff, and sort of in hindsight, and like some red flags in some of those too, but I can't say for myself. But
I watched Unintentionally Blank a lot. So there wasn't a lot of foreshadowing there, but there's probably a lot more on writing excuses.
Yeah,
because that's the one that's filled with liberals. So,
well, there's that too. I mean, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know why we're here.
It feels like he sold his inheritance for a mess of porridge.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's like, but like just completely nuked it.
Birthright.
Nuked it for, I don't even know what purpose.
But I haven't heard a single good review from this book. And I've talked to normies and people on the internet. Like, everyone's they either hate it, or even the people defending it, they don't say that it's good. They say it's not that bad. It's okay.
Yep. I agree. I haven't heard. My brother has been reading it for a month and a half.
It's fine. Yeah.
My brother who got me into fantasy when we were kids is still reading it. He can't get through it. Mm-hmm. He read the Yasna chapters and he said, "Wow, that was a tedious group of chapters right there." Like, and he's generally, pretty lax on stuff. He lets a lot of stuff go, but it's a chore to get through the book, and then the damage it does to the characters, and then the Cosmere as a whole. I don't know. I don't know if it can recover, and it's one of those things. I'm at the point where it's like I want to give him one more chance, but am I expecting anything different? I don't know, because we're going into a Ghostbloods book, and the Ghostbloods I don't like because of this book.
Yeah,
So,
Kelsier is not an interesting character anymore. No. Everything he's and this is before I started hating Wind and Truth. I've hated what he's done to Kelsier.
Yeah. And that's where we're headed, right? And
Yeah.
let alone whether White Sand gets changed, and then we got, what is it, Elantris somewhere in there. And the problem with the Ghostbloods is he's writing all three of them at the same time. So if Ghostbloods 1 is terrible, like Wind and Truth, the whole thing is going to be
feedback.
Bad.
Which normally that's a great thing, right?
It should be great. It should
but
be
now
great.
It's scary.
But now that's it. It's absolutely scary.
He's lost trust. Like I don't trust anything I see yet.
That's the best way to put it. I don't trust it anymore. I am going to be skeptical about everything now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Stormlight 5, a book we were all eagerly anticipating. We did streams to read every chapter that came out. Just completely shit the bed and may have destroyed. I mean, I'm being.
It was supposed to be the new Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was gonna say I'm being hyperbolic, but it might have destroyed the Cosmere.
I think it did.
And
I don't really care about adaptations anymore because they would all lead to Stormlight 5.
Because you can't. It's not a book you can skip.
Nope.
Either you can't skip it. It's not like well, Elantris. You can sort of figure out what's going on. It was his first. You can't skip the crescendo of the Stormlight Archive Era 1.
It's the book that ties everything together.
It's unbelievable, and it was such just a flop that it's permeated the whole thing, because it was supposed to you're right. It was supposed to connect everything together, and it does in a bad way. It does in a bad way. Yeah. Well, and I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up. So, yeah. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, are you with us? I know I got a lot of people telling me that they were not. There's different levels of unhappiness, but I'm like you. I have not heard a lot of people saying, crying and running to the defense of Wind and Truth. Let me know in the comments if you're done. You're gonna give it another chance like me and Alan, or if you're like Eldan, you're just done. Or what else you feel? Maybe you liked it. Which I don't understand, but to each their own, right? So Friday, I think this Friday, if you watch it when this video comes out, we're gonna try and do another stream. That will be on the 31st of January 2025.
A good long one. And
it's gonna be it'll be a dandy. It'll be a long one. Still lots and lots to say about Stormlight 5. Any parting words before we get out?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Well, thanks for hopping on.
Anytime.
Thank you for watching, and I'm sad. I'm very sad. That's all.
These videos suck.
I'm
so sad.
It's depressing. I'm sad because this is the last thing I thought I'd be doing when it came to talking about Stormlight. Last thing. I thought I'd be painting my minis and playing RPG games pretending I'm a Radiant, and instead I'm not doing any of it because I'm depressed.
Yep.
Sad.
Well, see you on Friday.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.